Hello everyone, my name is whatever you don't care what my name is, and this is my review of The Labyrinth. Now before I begin, I want to say my wishes go out to the families of David Bowie and Alec Rickman, both who passed away this month. Um, it's a shame that I didn't get to know much about David Bowie. I mean, I know some stuff about Alec Rickman, but David Bowie, I didn't get to know much about him because I was born in the 90s, so I wasn't around the time where his popularity was at its top. But I will always remember him most from his role in the movie Labyrinth. Now, this movie came out on June 27, 1986, so we're close to his 30th anniversary. And the movie was directed by the late and great Jim Henson. Now, when I saw this movie, I have to admit, I didn't know what was going on. I do remember seeing this girl going through this huge labyrinth, trying to find her brother who was taken away by David Bowie. And even though I didn't know what was going on, I still thought it was a good movie. And 30 years later, it's still good. Yeah, it has its flaws, but it's still a pretty good movie. So, what's it about? What's this movie about? Well, let's take a look at the story. The story involves a young teenage girl named Sarah, played by Jennifer Connelly, who has been left to babysit her half brother, Toby. She gets frustrated and upset with her stepmother, who left her to babysit her brother, and her brother is crying a lot, so she wishes for the Goblin King to take him away. Well, she gets her wish, but soon regrets her action and wants him back. The Goblin King, played by David Bowie, offers to return him if she can pass through his labyrinth in 13 hours. If she can't, the Goblin King will keep the brother. So she has to find her way through this labyrinth and get to her brother before it's too late. Now, if you try pitching the story right now, chances are not a lot of people would be interested in it because, well, nowadays, people's interests are more towards other kinds of movies. However, back then, I think it came out in a very good time, especially how fantasy movies were very popular and did well. The story is told well, it isn't rushed, we're given enough time with our main character and our antagonist as well, and we see what she's going through and how she's going through all of this struggle trying to find her brother. And along the way, she meets some colorful characters that she becomes friends with them. Now, we know how this ends, but I still think it's good, and the moral for it is also good as well. Especially how you shouldn't wish for something bad to happen to someone, like your family or your friends, because it might happen and you will soon regret what you did, what you said at least, and it will be stuck with you for the rest of your life. She regrets what she did, and she goes through all this struggle, all this dangerous things that she goes through just to get him back. And it shows how she has learned her lesson. She wants her brother. However, this movie does have its flaws. With the characters, yes, but I'll get into that in a bit. The story where it leads to her wishing her brother away, I didn't like it because first, we get to see the goblins appear, at least in another world, when they hear her wanting to wish her brother away. I thought they should have waited until after the brother is gone, after the wish was made, and maybe when the Goblin King appears before her. Maybe that would have been much better. But no, they revealed him a little too soon, and I feel like maybe we should have waited a little longer. And the other, how she wishes her brother away, I don't know. I think, is that something a teenage girl would say? Like, everything she was saying to make her brother go away? Would a teenage girl even say that? I don't know. But I don't know. That just felt weird to me. Nonetheless, I like how the story is told and how it ended. I think the ending was pretty good. But what about the characters? How were they? Well, the main character, I didn't mind her, especially how after she realizes what she did, the mistake she made, and how she wants her brother back. Her character changes a little bit during the story and how she knows how serious her actions were and how she wants to get him back. And she also befriends all these characters she comes across, and I like the interaction with them. My flaw with her, though, is how she acted towards her brother before she wished him away, especially when she wants him gone, and how she reacted when she saw him with the teddy bear that was from her room. I don't know. I didn't like her that much early on in that movie, but afterwards, when she goes through this journey, she did a good job afterwards, so not bad. David Bowie, however, was my favorite from the whole movie. I mean, you could tell he was having fun in being the Goblin King, And when he first appears and interacts with our main character, there's a nice little chemistry between the two of them. And he's having looks like he's having a good time playing that role. He can act threatening, but in a gentleman way, and doesn't act like much of the villains we've seen in other fantasy movies. He doesn't scream, he doesn't yell. He is just calm and very suave, I guess. I guess I could say. Some of these things are not bad also. I like them, especially when the goblins are with him during the singing. And that staircase scene, oh, I'll get to that in a bit, but the other characters in this movie are okay. Yeah, there are some flaws with them, but they're still not bad. Now, what about the special effects and the puppets? How are they? Now, this is the one I actually wanted to get to the most. The puppets these were made by Jim Henson's Creature Shop, and they looked great. They were awesome puppets. They looked good. The way that the expressions that are made, the way that they move, like that was done very well. And it reminded me a lot of how well they did when they made the puppets for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, the live action one. How well they did with those turtle puppets, at least the suits for them. And of course, we can't forget the never-ending story puppets as well, and the Muppets as well. I like those too. The lift movement, the eyes, the expressions, all done so well. It almost makes you forget that they're puppets. I mean, back then as a kid, I thought they were real. So that was pretty good. To be able to do that to full, even little kids, not bad. The effects for the Labyrinth looks cool as well, and that staircase scene where we see our main character trying to find her brother going, the steps are all around this upside down, sideways, normal way, but it's pretty cool how that scene looks. I'll actually leave the link for that scene that I'm talking about above and below, or just above for you guys to check it out so you know what I'm talking about. They did a great job with that. However, I will admit there were times where the special effects are not done well, especially there was that one scene where the puppets are dancing, and that looked really fake. That looked very cheesy. Um, Despite some of the flaws with this movie, I still think it's good. I mean, even 30 years later, it's still a good fantasy movie, and it's a shame we lost two great actors who left behind a great legacy. But yeah, I still love how this movie went. David Bowie did a great job with this movie, at least with his role. Jim Henson did a great job directing it, and I do recommend anybody who wants to check this out. I do recommend checking it out. It's good. It's a good movie to watch with your kids or with your loved ones. Either way, it's a good movie. So if you guys have a different opinion about the Labyrinth, leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. I'll be here next time to give you more love and more entertainment. Take care. See you next time.